All right, headline number 4. American Eagle, Ann,
Yes.
is doing some really interesting things in logistics. I teased it at the open, like building out what it's calling, again, a frenemy network. According to CNBC, friend and former Target colleague, Ann Shekhar Natarajan, since joining American Eagle over 3 years ago, has been hell-bent on a quest to what he calls Uber-Ize the global supply chain, i.e. make American Eagle's logistics service a shared service for other retailers. Now, you'll remember over the past few years, Ann, that American Eagle has purchased a couple companies like AirTerra and Quiet Logistics to accomplish this. And as my buddy Shekhar told CNBC, quote, the only way that you could actually have Amazon-like scale, Amazon-like costs, and Amazon-like capabilities is that you have to share. Collectively, we can have the same package volume as Walmart, and that way companies are only competing on what they do best, which is the product, marketing, and the customer experience. Bold move and statement for sure. And first, are you buying what Shekhar is throwing down? Or better yet, what is your response to the A&M put you on the spot question this week? Are you ready?
Oh, man. Yes. Yes.
Better you than me. All right, here's the question. A retail offering supply chain as a service is a really interesting concept as a way to build scale and efficiencies for all. What's your take? Should competing retailers band together with American Eagle, go vertically integrate on their own, or wait on the sidelines to see how this plays out? And second part of that question,
my gosh, a two-parter?
So 2 weeks in a row, you've got a second part of this question. Who is each of your best frenemies? Oh, I like that question. I have to answer that one too. But let's take the most important question first. And what's your thoughts? Would you buy into this idea?
Yes, I would. I was talking about last week when we were talking about the Amazon shareholder letter, and what really stuck out to me is like, how can any retailers compete against Amazon? And I think that Shekhar is saying the right thing. Like, retailers are going to be better together. When we saw that some of this happen because of the pandemic and, barges getting stuck, or, retailers banding together to just get their products in hand. And I think that the only issue that I see here is that this is going to require a lot of forward-thinking people like Shekhar. And I don't know that there are a lot of people who are either as progressive as he is, or who are empowered in their organizations to be making these decisions. And so I think that's really what's going to hold things back, when in reality, like, yes, this is a great idea. Yes, you should be playing to your strengths and how you're marketing yourself to the consumer. It's better for everybody if you have merchandise on the shelves. Like, people are going to go to malls then if they know they can get something, or, that people are going to continue shopping if they know that they can have something shipped to them. Like, all of that is dependent on you banding together. I just don't know if it can happen.
100%, which is why we do this show, to try to put in the minds of all the retail executives out there are new ways to think about things. And you can decide on your own whether you want to approach them in this way or not.
Right.
But I'm 100% with you. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I know Shekhar. I've worked with him. I've worked with him on Store of the Future, actually. He is a big, bold ass thinker, like one of the biggest ones I've ever met. And I remember one time, man, we had a whiteboard session where he was writing over things on the whiteboard. Like, he wasn't even erasing it. He was just writing over what was there before. It was crazy. And I had so much fun with it. And we had a great relationship. He's a great guy. But yeah, I think this is exactly what the apparel industry needs. The apparel industry specifically, mall-based retailing needs to find more profit.
Yes.
And hell, I wrote about this idea I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, when I coined the term commune fulfillment, is what I called it in an article for Forbes, where the idea is that getting together like this creates scale economies.
Right.
And apparel retail, this is the other point I'd make in closing, like, apparel retailers need to realize there is no advantage to how they run their logistics, their back rooms, all of that. All of that can be farmed out for the benefit of shared expense. Because at the end of the day, I say this all the time, and I wish people would get the punchline of this joke, which is what I think you're alluding to about the, how much will people gravitate towards this. How people get their product is like the airlines. We don't care. We just want to get it. We want to get it with a certain level of service.
Right.
And so if you can partner with somebody that can do that just as well as you can, that probably has been doing it. American Eagle's been doing that forever.
Right.
With all these great companies behind their backs, like, just try it, get on board with that and see, and you might be able to save some money and find ways to defend yourselves against the coming onslaught that's out there, and just the negative drain that digital commerce creates on your profit.
Yeah. American Eagle's showing their cards. Why don't you? Like they've been doing it for a long time. They're willing to go all in and, pool together. What's holding you back from that? That's what I
mean, it's so funny when you think about it. It's like, what is the point of competitive differentiation between Gap fulfilling an order, American Eagle fulfilling an order, J. Crew fulfilling an order? Name your mall-based apparel retailer. There isn't one.
Exactly.
That's the point here, guys.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to headline number 5. Speaking of,
oh wait, the frenemies question, Ann.
Oh gosh, oh no. Okay.
Who's your favorite frenemy?
Okay, the person that I thought of right away was Robin Arson, the Peloton instructor. Because I love her and think she's amazing, but man, she can kick your ass on it.
So it's a love-hate relationship that you have with her.
Yes.
Do you know who mine is? I think you probably don't, but I don't think it'll surprise you when I share it with the audience. I don't think anyone that's listening to the show. Mark Laurie, 100%. He's my frenemy.
Of course.
He's my frenemy. My favorite person to talk about and my favorite person to have beers with.
You got to be friends though right now because we need the Timberwolves.
Yes, I know. The Timberwolves need to pull this through for him. Yeah,
side.
I mean, I think that could be crushing to his ego, or not. All right.